continue with the PowerPoint review that we have in Algebra 2. I have two more problems, the final two. I have solved the following rational equation. In this case, I have 3 over x minus 2 over 3 equals to 7 over 2x. Remember, step number 1, in this case, we need to find the least common denominator between the denominators that we have in our problem. In this case, we're going to find the least common denominator between x3 and 2x. Okay, so I have x, so it's going to be my first element, x, and now we need to find the least common denominator between 3 and 2. So we're going to multiply these two numbers. 3 times 2 equals to 6x. So that's going to be my least common denominator, 6x. Now I need to make sure the denominators are the same. It's the least common denominator. So in this case, the question that I ask myself is, which number do I need to multiply x to become 6x? So we need to multiply by 6 times 6. Remember that if you multiply the denominator, you have to multiply the numerator at the same time. Okay, so let's move to the next one. Remember, it's every one of the elements that we need to match the least common denominator. So I have 3. So which numbers I need to multiply to become 6x? So 3 times 2x, but not only the denominator, also the numerator. Okay, and let's do the last one. So I have 2x. Which number I need to multiply the denominator to become 6x? So I need to multiply by 3, not only the denominator, but also the numerator. Let's simplify. So in this case, what I have is 3 times 6 is equals to 18 over 6x minus, then I have 2 times 2x is 4x over 3 times 2 is 6x equals to 7 times 3 is 21 over 3 times 2 or 2 times 3 is 6x. Okay, as we can see, all the denominators are the same. In this case, following the PowerPoint, because the denominators are the same, we can omit the denominators, we cannot forget about them, and having only the linear equation 18 minus 4x equals to 21. Because if we simplify this fraction here, for example, I have 18 minus 4x over 6x, because the denominator is the same, equals to 21 over 6x. Because the denominators are the same, we can multiply both sides by 6x to get rid of that 6x. So 6x goes away. So what we have at the end is 18 minus 4x equals to 21. Exactly the equation that I have in the numerator. Now, remember, to solve that linear equation, cover your variable. You cover your variable negative 4x, so you have positive 18. So we're going to use the opposite. Okay, 18 goes away. So I have negative 4x equals to 21 minus 18 is equals to 3. And then negative 4 is multiplying, so we're going to divide by the same number, negative 4. And 4 goes away, so you have that x is equals to negative 3 over 4. So that's my solution for problem number 11 that you have in your PowerPoint. So let's move to problem number 12. Problem number 12 is a system of equations, of linear equations. In this case, we have 3 methods to solve. I'm going to use 2. We have substitution, we have elimination, and we have by graphing. If you use by graphing, you can use your Wabbit calculator, which will give you the solution, or you can use the Desmos calculator, which is the one that is used in the PowerPoint. So in this case, I'm going to start with elimination. To solve by elimination, I need to find one of the coefficients to be equals to 1. In this case, the second equation, variable x. I have x alone, so I can multiply the second equation by negative 3. both sides of the equation, and we're going to multiply every single term of this equation. So in this case, what I'm going to have 3x. I'm just going to write the first equation. Minus 2y equals to 22. The second equation, I'm going to simplify. Okay, the negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Then I have negative 3 times 7 is equals to negative 21y equals to negative 3 times negative 31 is equals to positive 93. Okay, now I draw a line and I'm going to simplify. 3 minus 3 is 0, so it cancels out. Negative 2 minus 21 is equals to negative 23y equals to 22 plus 93 is equals to 115. Okay, negative 23 is multiplying, so we're going to divide both sides by the same number. And y is equals to 115 divided by negative 23 is equals to negative 5. So we found the first solution of this system. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to choose any of these two equations to find the value of x. I have y, now I need x. So in this case, I'm going to choose the first one. That's the one that is given in the solution of the PowerPoint. So I'm going to have 3x minus 2y equals to 22. I know the value of y, so we're going to make the substitution in equation number 1. So I have 3x minus 2 parentheses. What is the value of y? Negative 5. So negative 5 equals to 22. Now let's simplify. 3x negative 2 times 5 is positive 10 equals to 22. Solve two-step linear equation. So I have plus 10. I'm going to use the opposite of that number, negative 10, both sides of the equation. So 10 goes away. So you have 3x equals to 22 minus 10 is equals to 12. Then we divide both sides. I have 3x equals to 12. Divide both sides by 3. So x is equals to 12 divided by 3 is 4. So my solution in this case is 4 in x and negative 5 in y. Remember that solution has to be in the way x comma y. So that's the solution by elimination. Those are the steps that we're going to take to solve by elimination. Now we're going to do by substitution. So I need my other paper. We're going to solve by substitution. I have it here. Same problem. It's different method that we're going to use. We're going to solve by substitution. In this case, the step number 1 is going to be pick any of the equations that the variable coefficient is alone or just multiplied by 1. I usually tell my students alone. So for example, x have a coefficient of 1, so we don't have a number here. So equation number 2 will be the easiest one to solve for a variable. In this case, the variable is x. So I'm going to rewrite this equation here. So I have x plus 7y equals to negative 31. Okay, let's solve for x. So cover your variable, you have 7y. So we're going to use the opposite. 7y. And goes away. So you have that x is equals to, according to the PowerPoint, we're going to move negative 7y minus 31. Okay, so that's what we got in the PowerPoint. Usually the variable by standard goes to in the front. So negative 7y minus 31, that's x. What we're going to do, we use equation number 2 to find the variable x, to solve for the variable x. So now we choose equation number 1 to make the substitution steps. For example, so I have 3x minus 2y equals to 22. Then I know x is negative 7y minus 31. So I take this expression and we make the substitution in x. So I have 3 parentheses. Where is the value of x? Negative 7y minus 31, close parentheses. Then we write the rest, negative 2y equals to 22. We apply distributive property, negative 3 times 7, negative 3 times negative 7, 3 times negative 31. So in this case, we're going to have 3 times negative 7 equals to negative 21. Why? 3 times negative 31 is negative 93 minus 2y equals to 22. On the left side of this equation, I have like terms, negative 21 and negative 2y. So we're going to simplify those two. So I have negative 21 minus 2y equals to negative 23y minus 93 equals to 22. Solving for y, cover your variable. So I have negative 93, use the opposite, plus 93, plus 93. So 93 goes away. So I have negative 23y is equals to 115. Familiar number because we solved this problem already by elimination. So we're going to divide both sides by negative 23. And what I'm going to have is y equals to 115 divided by negative 23 equals to negative 5. So I have my first solution. I have y equals to 5. Now what I'm going to do is take this number and plug it into the equation that I already solved for x. So I have x equals to negative 7y minus 31. So I have x equals to negative 7. I know the value of y is negative 5 minus 31. So x is equals to negative 7 times negative 5 is equals to positive 35, then minus 31. So x is equals to 35 minus 31 equals to 4. Exactly the same solution as the method that we saw before. So my solution, the value of x first goes 4, comma, negative 5. And that's my solution. As I mentioned before, the graphing method, we're going to use the Desmos calculator or the Wabi calculator that we have on our computer. So I hope this helped you and the review, and have a wonderful day.